Are you guys ready to talk about the Romi Hill Shawl Mystery Shawl Knit Along for 2023? I am. Come on, let's go. Hi everybody, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. My name is Gina Pike. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things to do every year. It's the Romi Hill Mystery Shawl Knit Along. This year for 2023, the Mystery Shawl Knit Along is called Falderal, which means fun and whimsical, which is what you're going to have a lot of if you're going to be knitting this with me. Now today we are going to be the first clue just released Friday, the 21st. There are going to be 5 clues, so there will be a new clue released every Friday. Today we're going to talk about clue 1. So if you are currently knitting this and you do not want to see what it looks like, if this is a spoiler video, don't watch this video. Just save it to watch later when you finish knitting it. So there you go. But let's go ahead and get into it. If you are unfamiliar with the Mystery Shawl Knit Along by Romi Hill, what you need are 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. It is a shawl that has lace parts in it. There's some lace knitting in it. You need 2 colors that are contrasting. Since there is lace, you need the colors to be more tonal, maybe a little bit of speckled, but not super variegated because it will compete with the lace work. And if you're knitting lace, you don't want to put all that work into it for it not to be able to be seen. So let me show you. I did get a kit. Every year she offers, it's kind of how I think it got started, is she partnered with a Verb for Keeping Warm. They started making kits, and then she started doing the Mystery Shawl Knit Along. So every year a Verb for Keeping Warm offers kits for her Mystery Shawl Knit Along. I was able to get one. Let me show you what the kit looks like. So if maybe for next year, you want to put this on your calendar to keep your eyes out and open in March. Subscribe to Romi's newsletter. She mentions it several times and get you guys ready for when it's going to release. These sell out pretty quickly, but let me show you. This comes in a beautiful project bag. And in the project bag, you get the yarn. There are 3 different yarn bases. I think there's Annapurna, which has some it's an MCN yarn, merino, cashmere, nylon. There's a rumor yarn, which is merino and silk. And the other yarn, I can't remember the name of it. I'll try to put it across the bottom here. But there's 3 different yarn offerings. I always like to get the rumor because it has 438 yards per skein, and I'm a loose knitter. The Annapurna only has 385 yards per skein, and I'm scared, since I'm such a loose knitter, that I might run out of yarn. So I don't like to play yarn chicken. All right, so this year I always like the pink ones, so I got the pink one, of course. This is the yarn offering from this year, and it's beautiful. This is merino silk. This is 438 yards. This is Kishu. It's kind of more coral, I think, than pink. And then this darker one is guava. Isn't that beautiful? I believe that they're going to offer these colors on their website. They might be restocking these colors. These are the colors that they probably offer year-round in their rumor yarn base. So if you just love these colors, you go back and check their website. I'll link their website in the description box below, and maybe you can go get a couple of these just to match just perfectly. Also with Romi's Mystery Shawl Knit Along, you get a pre-clue, which is awesome. That's kind of why I really like to get it, is for the pre-clue. I am not going to knit my shawl, obviously, in these colors. There's a lot of people knitting in those colors, and I kind of want to knit something different. I picked some yarn from my stash, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. But I want to show you one more thing. You do get a shawl pin with this year with the kit, which is one of a kind Romi shawl pin designed by Romi Hill. These are gorgeous. Love these. She also sells these on her website and handmade shawl pins from time to time. So I just want to show that. Isn't that pretty? So that was what was in the kit this year. I'm not using those yarns. I'm going to save them for another Romi Hill shawl. And I only have like a million of them I want to knit. I'm actually starting my third April song. I'll show you that when we're over there looking at the clues I knitted. And I think I've knitted 3 of last year's, which was Time Heals. I've knitted 2 of another one. I can't remember the name of it. I think I'm thinking of April Song. And there was another one I did a couple of as well. Anyway, I just enjoy doing that. So this year I am knitting 2. I wish I had time to do 3. It's so much fun. It was just so much fun. This is this year we're doing a triangular shape. She alternates every year between circular and triangular. Last year she did circular for her 10th annual. This is her 11th annual Mystery Shawl Knit Along. This is a triangular shaped shawl. This is my favorite. This is the other one I knitted, Spring 4th. That's it. This is my favorite shawl I've knitted of hers. This is the one I will never give away. I always keep this one for myself, but it's very similar to this. This is a Romi Hill Spring 4th. And I'm going to be showing you the shawls here in a minute. I'm so excited about this. What you need for the colors, you need, again, 2 contrasting colors, one lighter and one darker. She recommends putting the lighter one first and the darker one second. Basically, my advice is pick the color that you want right next to your face. If you want the darker color next to your face, use that for your color one. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to put the lighter one first if you don't want that. If you want that other color next to your face, then do that. That's totally fine. You can do whatever you want. It is your shawl and your creation. For me, I'm doing 2, and my shawl A has my color 1 is from House of a la Mode. It is a fingering weight sock yarn. The color is called Gaga. It is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. And it is a speckled. It is kind of more speckled than it probably should be for this shawl. So the lace is a little bit harder to see, but I'm being a little bit of a rebel with this one. I really love the blue-gray color. And I loved it when I put it with my color 2. My color 2 is a Madeline Tosh Merino Light yarn plus tweed, and the color for this is Cousteau. It's beautiful dark blue-green, like the ocean, and really, really pretty yarn. It is 90% superwash merino, 88% rayon, 2% nylon. My shawl B is going to be made from yarn from Miss Babs out of Tennessee. I'll link her website down below, and I'm using her Avon yarn base, which is a yarn base I've never used before. It is 85% merino, 15% Bombex silk. And my color 1 is Avon and Raspberry Sorbet. It's the light pink. And the color 2 is Avon and Floyd, which is the dark hot pink. So those are my shawl offerings for this year. Super excited to be knitting these. And I'm using a US 4 knitting needle. And I do have 3 people that I know of this group that are knitting with me. I know Katia is knitting with me. I know Donna is knitting with me. And I know Perry's going to be starting as well. And she's going to be using some yarn from Amanda Hope Yarn. So I'm excited about seeing that knitted up. I know she'll have a good time knitting with that. Romi Hill is also having YouTube lives on the day that the clue releases. I will try to link her YouTube lives in my playlist. There are a couple of shorts tutorials that go with this, like there's a pinhole cast on. This starts with a pinhole cast on. I'll talk about it when I get over there. I'll link that tiny tutorial from Romi down below, and in the playlist. And I will also there was a way to do the cast off she showed. There's a place in the shawl I'll show you where you cast off stitches. I'll show you that. I also did a tutorial. I'll probably be releasing that later on as well, because I do not have that kind of a tutorial on my site. So I actually did it myself the way I do it, and we'll be probably doing a tutorial to show you that. But not today, probably a little bit after this video is released. But I will put it in the playlist if you are knitting this later on, or if you just want to come back and reference it. It is a beautiful cast off. It creates a beautiful finished edge, and it is a different type of an I-cord, and so that might be something you're looking for in your knitting to finish something off. Today I'm wearing my Love Note sweater. This is a pattern by 10K Knits. I'll link it below. I'm wearing this because of this little design right in here. This little design right in here reminds me of Clue 1 for Romi Hill. So I'm excited. If you're interested in this sweater, I'll link it down below. It is a cute little crop top sweater, but you can see it's just a little crop top sweater with a little bit of lace here at the top, knitted with 2 yarns held together. It's got a merino wool yarn, and it's also got like a mohair, so it's got a fuzzy effect. So anyway, very warm, very cute little crop top sweater. And today is a little bit cooler here in Texas, so I can actually wear it today. Okay, I'm going to insert this clip. This is my shawl one for the Romi Hill Mystery Shawl Knit Along for 2023 Falderal. This is my yarn Gaga. As you can see, it's speckled. Maybe it's competing with the lace design a little bit, but I really love the color of this yarn, and I love the color of this yarn with this. This is going to be my color too. I think it's going to be really pretty. This is Cousteau, so I'm excited about using those together. As you can see, this starts out, we start down here. This is the pinhole cast on. I'll attach the teeny tiny tutorial from Romi Hill in my playlist. It's a great cast on. You can hardly see where you cast on. That pinhole becomes the center stitch, and you expand as you go on. You're doing these yarn overs at the beginning of each row, which you come back later and use that hole to pick up a stitch and knit through and make this into a triangle that you're going to be knitting along the sides. You do it on both sides, so you can see the holes there from the yarn overs. And as you knit this up, it grows from yarn overs at the beginning and yarn overs throughout the design. And it has this beautiful lace pattern, which I showed you in my sweater. And up here, you do a cast off. You cast off these stitches doing a reverse stockinette I-cord bind off, which is just absolutely gorgeous. The reverse stockinette means that just means that the reverse stockinette means the purl bumps will show. And then look how finished, nice and finished that edge is to do that I-cord bind off. It is so pretty, so easy, and just nice and stretchy, which allows you to stretch this into a nice triangle, and you're going to be able to block this really nicely when you get the rest of this knitted out. So you have that, and then you, again, after you do the bind off, then you come back and you pick up these stitches and do a yarn over, and you create these stitches along here as we're going to be knitting on probably through Clue 2. So that's my shawl one, and this is my shawl 2. As you can see, this is my Miss Babs yarn. This is Raspberry Sorbet and Floyd. Don't know why it's called Floyd, but as you can see, it's similar design, pinhole cast on. This becomes the center stitch, and then you have your beautiful lace knitting, the leaves lace knitting, all the way up here to your reverse stockinette I-cord bind off, which is super stretchy. As you can see, I'm just trying to show you how stretchy it is. I don't even have it all stretched out. And then you do the pickups of these yarn overs to, and knit these stitches to get this going for the next clue. Isn't that really pretty? And again, this is very similar to what we're going to be doing over here. This is how April's song happened. And it's also the kind of a similar way we did for this shawl here, which is, you can see we had the pickups, we had the yarn overs at the beginning, where we picked up, and then we had the reverse stockinette bind off. This is the shawl for the Rose City yarn crawl in 2019. I think it was 2019 or 2017. I'll have to put it at the bottom. There it is. I can't hold it and hold this at the same time. But anyway, so very similar constructions. A lot of fun to do this. Uh-oh, I'm hung on a pin. There we go. And just a lot of fun to do these constructions, and really pretty. And the other stitches in the shawl were really simple, so I don't think you'll have any trouble with them. I'll try to find tutorials for them, but it's really just knit through the back loop, yarn over, SSK, knit, purl, knit two together. So just really simple stitches to get this going and get this shawl started. And thank you so much for letting me share this, and I hope you're excited and want to knit this along with me. One thing that is a great tip when you're doing the Romi Hill Mystery Shawl Knit Along, when you have to pick up these stitches along the side, is I like to start at the center point and then pick up the stitches all along one side and count them before I start doing the yarn overs and picking them up. I want to make sure I have the right number before I do the yarn over knit into it, and then after I do this and get through the center, I do it again on the other side. Pick up all the stitches first just to make sure I have them all picked up correctly before I knit them, and that'll save you from having to undo it and redo it. Just making sure you get the stitches picked up correctly. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate you being here and watching these this Clue 1 from Romi Hill. I'm excited about Clue 2 coming out on Friday. If you haven't started this and you're interested in starting it, her pattern is $15, but she has a pay what you can scale. There are look on further down in the pattern description, and you can use coupons to pay like $7 if that's more of what you can afford. I love that from her. I think it's really kind of her to do that, which allows more people to knit this project. So if you want to jump in and knit this with us, please do. You're not far behind. We've got 4 more weeks of this knitting to do, so please jump in and knit along with us. Email me if you want to chat about it. There's a lot of chatting going on in her group in Ravelry. So I will link that down below as well, but you'll have a lot of fun knitting with a lot of other knitters. There's about 200 and something people knitting this right now, and I'm sure that number will go up as we go along. But thank you so much for watching this. If you do join, let me know. I would love to hear what yarns you're going to be using and all that. But have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Please take care of yourselves. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.